Hope you guys are having a good day today. This is Rich from Rich TV Live. And again, the markets are green today, guys. So on the New York Stock Exchange and NASDAQ on the senior exchange, we got 2,853 advancers, 1,830 decliners, 387 unchanged. The Dow Jones is up 2%, the S&P 500 is up 2.43%, and the NASDAQ is up 2.32%. This is just unbelievable. I mean, the amount of momentum in the markets right now is pretty unbelievable. The S&P 500 has to be at an all-time high or around there. How you doing, Kenita? So let's take a look at some stocks that are up. Look at this one. This one's been going crazy today. PEC. PEC is up 280%. What do I think about work? I love Slack. I think Slack is one of the best social media platforms for messaging, for people to communicate, share information. It's really big with cryptos. I think Slack is a great platform, and I think work is going to do well. Now, it's not to say you should go and buy it right away. Don't do that. Let's wait till it goes public. And then when it does, let's try to get it as low as possible, okay? How you doing, Neurosis? How you doing, Mark? Neurosis says, hey, brother, did you see Helix TCS? It's up 20% on 1,000% normal volume. Wow. I didn't. Crazy. Neurosis saying, Chiron up 2 days in a row. Yeah, Chiron's been on fire, man. Good pick there. Internet Thug TV says, watch RVLV. We are watching. Andy Lopez says, what's up, Rich? Yo, what's up, Andy? How you doing? Yeah, HLIX looks like it's definitely doing well right now. Let's see. Let's just add HL. You know, I don't even know if I have Helix in my HLIX. Forgot about that one. Yeah, I don't have it. So HLIX around $1.20 range. Wow, it's been as high as $1.57 today. Incredible. 100% bullish on Webull. So keep your eye on HLIX. Thank you, Neurosis, for the pick. Jagdeep Dramrate says, hey, Rich, what do you see happening with IGNG? I see IGNG, anytime it goes under 10 cents, I think it's a buy. So it's approaching that buy point. So, yeah, I think IGNG is going to do good. I just don't know what happens exactly with these RTOs. They have these delays. So I'm going to be sitting on the sidelines and watching. But every time it goes under 10 cents, I feel like it jumps up to 12, 13, 14, 15 cents. So if you want to pick it up for a day trade, under 10 cents might be the time to pick up. Yo, thank you, Neurosis. Mad respect, man. GNLN up 9%. Green Lane? Wow. Ryan Benton says, hey, Rich, I bought more Metafarm Labs today. I hope you win big, my friend. I hope you win big. I love that company. There was an article which concerned me. Let me see if I can find it for you guys, which came out on Labs, which got me a little bit disturbed. Demir says, are we seeing the beginning of the resurrection? Looking sweet so far. I think this might be the start. I mean, we are less than 4 months away from legalization 2.0, edibles legalization in Canada, October 17, 2019. So we are going to have a resurrection. The question is when. Last year it started middle to end of July. We are now in middle to end of June. And yeah, the markets are starting to turn around. So it's very likely that this could be the beginning of the resurrection. Let's see if I can find you guys the article that disturbed me. It was actually sent to me by a member. Thank you for sending this to me. Metafarm Labs, Mackie Research downgrades to market perform and cuts the price target to $6 from $7.50, saying in part, I don't know if I agree with this, but Mackie Research knows what they're doing, so it's kind of concerning. And this is why it went down today. Since Medifarm does not cultivate its own cannabis and will have to buy it in the open market, it will result in higher overall costs. This will result in higher end production product costs and will put MediPharm at a distinct competitive disadvantage compared to companies that produce their own biomass. I mean, obviously that's a clear indication of why they think it should go down. I don't know if I agree with that. I mean, they've got 22 million in sales in the quarter. They just did a deal with Kronos Group to do at least 30 million a year in business, which is another 7.5 million a quarter, which will be added to their balance sheet. That has an option to do another 20 million. So that will put them at 50 million just with Kronos Group in the next year. You know, you add another, let's say they do 50 million, you add another 12.5 million to their quarterly sales, which is already at 22 million. You know, that puts them at a huge number, like a huge number. That puts them at like what? Puts them at 35 million a quarter. I mean, that puts them right up there with some of the biggest companies in the whole world. So I don't know. You know, everyone has their own opinion. You know, who knows? Maybe Mackey's shorting it, right? You got to really take that into consideration. Like, what is Mackey's agenda? What is their agenda? I really don't know. But, you know, you have to take it serious. Honestly, I believe it's a buying opportunity. I will be buying more. I like Labs a lot. I think they have a great future. And if they're going to go down as an investor, I consider that a great opportunity to buy. However, we need to be aware of the news. We have to be aware of what's going on in the marketplace. And if bad news comes out on a company, we have to be aware of it. If companies raise capital, we need to be aware of it. So Labs raised money, stock went down. Now Mackey's putting out news saying that they're not going to be making enough money. They don't have a competitive advantage. Stock goes down. See how news affects the market? It's pretty dramatic, especially in this marketplace. Helix, Neurosis says Helix has Vicente Fox on the board. Yeah, that's big. Just as Chiron does. That's big. CTN Centurion Minerals. I've never heard of them before. Demir says a lot of the other sectors have been exploding a lot, so it feels that the cannabis sector has a lot to catch up, especially if the other sectors keep on climbing. Yeah, well, there's a lot of catalysts that are making these sectors climb. Obviously, there's the trade war. There's talks that Trump is going to be, you know, having good conversations with President Xi Jinping of China. There's the economy. They decided not to decrease the rates yesterday, ultimately outlining that the economy is still stable. However, they are prepared to reduce rates if the economy goes into a downward spiral. So that created a lot of confidence in the markets. So there's a lot of different catalysts that are driving these markets to essentially all-time highs. Now, can they continue to be at all-time highs? I mean, it doesn't seem likely, but Warren Buffett always says, if you invest in great companies, over time, you're going to make money because he believes in the U.S. economy. He believes in America, and he's the best investor of all time. So you can't really go against what Warren Buffett says. And if you believe in America and you believe in the U.S. economy, you have to believe it's going to get bigger. And whenever you see new IPOs opening up and you always see new companies opening up, all that's doing is making the markets bigger, the market caps of those markets bigger. So every time there's new IPOs coming in, these companies get bigger, the markets get bigger, the S&P 500 gets bigger, the Dow Jones gets bigger with every additional IPO that is adding their market cap to the sector. So it's the same thing with the cannabis sector. New companies opening up every day, cannabis sector gets bigger. So can it continue to trade at all-time highs? Like I said, it doesn't seem likely, but anything is possible. Thank you, Ryan. I appreciate you. Demir says, I believe they will have a rate cut in July. I mean, it's possible. Anything is possible. But I mean, here we are in June, and they just said they're not going to have one. So for them to go out and have one a month later, it seems a little bit unlikely, but you never know. It depends. If the market continues to be strong, I don't see any reason why they would do a rate cut. But if the market continues to go down, if the economy in America continues to go down, if there's anything dramatic that happens in the market, like if the trade war gets worse, if jobs numbers go down, if debt numbers and unemployment numbers go up in America, there's a possibility, of course, that they could pull the trigger at any time. Organigram is the only LP that distributes in all 10 provinces. They just invested $15 million in a chocolate company, going to kick ass when edibles hit. Yes, I think that Organigram is positioned to be one of the biggest players in the edible sector, and they are really focused on it. So I agree with you, Neurosis. Great analysis there. I don't see any reason why we don't see Organigram going higher. And we've recently seen them higher, and they've just recently come down. So yeah, there's an opportunity there for sure. Let me show you guys some picks that are up today. EDSA is up 122%. ROAN is up 47%. Hab Slayer says, what about next year being a presidential year? Won't that help the stock market stay up? It's possible. I mean, like I said, the market's trading at all-time highs. So everything that the market does moving up is just breaking new all-time highs, breaking new all-time highs, breaking new all-time highs. I was reading an article yesterday that was interviewing fund managers that have been managing funds for years. And ultimately what they said was I think it was like 70, 80% of all fund managers believe that we are headed into a recession similar to 2007, 2008. That's concerning. So fund managers, high net worth institutional investors all believe the market is going to go down, but yet the stocks are trading at an all-time high. That's a recipe for disaster, because that typically means that they're shorting. And if they're shorting, then you have to assume that the markets are going to come down. However, in saying that, the Fed has the ability to pump these markets up. So if they choose to continue to buy and they're just printing money infinitum, and they use that money to just continuously buy the stock market up, then who knows how high it can go. Then we must remind ourselves that these markets are highly manipulated, and they don't really trade based on real fundamentals. I mean, there's all kinds of stocks that are not trading on real fundamentals. Let's talk about some more. So ABUS is up 38%. Just going to give you some of the stocks that I'm watching that are up a lot. AREX is up 37%. CIFS is up 24%. DMAC is up 24%. BCOM is up 24%. PHUN up 24%. Why everyone wants to be up 24% today? I mean, I can go on and on and on. Let's see the top losers of the day. It's nice to see all this green, though. I'm not going to lie. Tesla's down to 219. They're in the red. MLNT was on fire yesterday, over 200%. Not surprisingly, they're down 15% today. Let's see. Is there anything big that's down today that we can look at? Other than MLNT, nothing too scary. Okay, so KERN is down 7%. KERN had a monster day yesterday, was up 224%. The reason is they have a really tight float. They got less than 8 million shares, so they have a very, very tight float. And typically when stocks have a tight float, they can explode. So KERN had a huge day yesterday, up 224%. Then after market, they went up another 31%. So they're up like 250%. Then the market opens. They fly up all the way to $72. And then they come all the way back down to 46. I feel sorry for anyone who got in at 72. It's crazy how these markets trade. Right now it's at 46.89, down 7.81%, 45.91 right now it's at, down 7.81%. So I don't know too much about this company. It's a relatively new cannabis company trading on the NASDAQ. I need to do more research on them. I have no idea what type of revenue they have. Ultimately, at the end of the day, that's the key for me. What kind of revenue do you have? But if you're on the NASDAQ and you're trading at $45, you got to assume they have some revenue. However, Tilray went all the way to 300 with no revenue. So this might just be like one of those tight float plays that goes up, and then the shorters may just take it back down based on the fact that it's trading on unrealistic fundamentals. That's a big possibility here. Yeah, I love me some organogram, Neurosis. Love me some organogram. I got mad respect for you, Neurosis, man. Thank you. Wow, Mark Pepper bought some Huge at 12 cents. I hope you win big. You know, Huge is another one of those companies. Little to no revenue, tons of shares out. Huge facility, but just a huge disappointment in a lot of different ways. So I would be careful with them. I'm personally not interested in them right now, but I will be watching them carefully. And if they get really, really low, that could be signaling an opportunity to buy. Zenabis has been sneaky, eh, guys? Xena. We're now at 167. Isn't it funny how I've been talking about Xena, and a lot of people were talking trash about them. A lot of people were saying this, that, and that, everything about them. A lot of people being hating on them. And here we are, Xena back up to 167, just slowly but surely, moving on up. And I have a prediction, and I have to give this to Leo. Leo the landscaper, if you're watching, you are a scholar, my friend. Leo has been predicting when companies are getting their sales licenses. He told me yesterday he predicts that Zenabis will get their sales license for Langley, a 2 million square foot facility, a game-changing facility, the largest cannabis facility in the world that I'm aware of, 2 million square feet, which they are converting from plants and vegetables into cannabis cultivation. Okay, you ready? Friday, tomorrow. He's predicting that Health Canada issues them their license on Friday. On their website, it says that they are scheduled to receive their license from Health Canada for the Langley facility by the end of Q2. So Q1, January, February, March. Q2, April, May, June. What's the date? June 20th? We got 10 days left. So I say get your popcorn ready. I have a feeling that we're about to see a new license for Zenabis for the Langley facility that will take their growth capacity and their facility growth capacity space from 1.5 million square feet, which is already enormous, to 3.5 million square feet, which will put them up there with the biggest and the best in the world. So I'm excited. If Zenabis gets their Langley license on Friday, I fully expect that on Monday we see a huge explosion on Zenabis and we probably see them go back to $2. That's my opinion. We'll see. I mean, I don't know for sure if they're going to get their license on Friday. I would love to see that happen, but that is Leo's prediction, and he's correctly predicted the license for 48 North. He correctly predicted the license for Weed MD. So he's been predicting these licenses and letting me know when they're coming, and I've been letting you guys know. So I think there's a very good chance that we see Zenabis get their Langley license tomorrow after market. And if they do, get your popcorn ready. So what else is moving today? Let's take a look at the markets. Is there anything moving that you want me to look at? Is there anything I should be talking about? Are there any new IPOs that are trading today? Please let me know. Wow, MoneyGram, after going all the way up, is back in the red again today, down to 289. Will we see MoneyGram go higher? MasterCard at $265, up 2.29%. Visa at $172, up 1.13%. Those are two stocks that are like the gifts that keep on giving. If you position yourself in Visa and MasterCard, you're getting into two companies that really can't go wrong because we live in an economy that is a plastic economy. Everybody has debt. 99% of North Americans are in debt, I would say, and some sort of debt. Even if it's minimal, they've got some credit card debt. That is looking good for Visa and MasterCard. If you look at their charts, these things never go down, really. And if they do go down, they come back up pretty quickly. And these are almost like those guaranteed picks that are going to give you, like 1 to 2% a week almost. They just keep growing and keep climbing. Visa and MasterCard, two of the best stocks out there. If you're looking for big board stocks that are secure and safe, they're going to give you returns consistently. Can't go wrong with Visa and MasterCard. 5G stocks. Ericsson is up 1.68%, a 5G stock. Nokia is up 2.67%, a 5G stock. And I got to give some credit where credit's due. I've got members that are constantly talking to me about these picks. And thank you guys for that. You guys are scholars. The Rich TV Live community really is a game-changing community that is giving me picks like 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I apologize if I don't give you guys credit sometimes, but I got so many people shooting me information 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So I try to give as much credit as I can. Thank you guys for your picks. Slack is about to go public. Please let me know when they do. Seth Rifle says Zoomaway travel just went up to 3 cents. You gotta love Zoomaway. Gotta love Zoomaway. And mad shout out to Justin for bringing us Zoomaway travel. They have been a godsend for our investors. I mean, guys have been getting at 2 cents and right now it's trading at 4. So you gotta love it. Seth is saying, I'm selling. I made $128. I'm taking it. Take it. Take it, man. Absolutely. Please let me know when Slack goes public. Let me know what price is trading at. Antonio Suarez says, good morning. I'm a new follower. Keep up the great work and the great information given to us. What do you think of ICC International? I think ICC International is an interesting pick. They seem to have a lot of partnerships, international company, seem to be making a lot of deals, but at the same time, they seem to be highly dilutive. So I would be careful with them. They've been going down, 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 down on a serious downward trend. So I would be very careful, okay, with them. So just be careful. I honestly am getting less and less patient with penny stocks. They seem to become very dilutive and highly volatile. And when the markets go down, they get crushed. So just be careful with penny stocks. I'm probably got about 30% of my portfolio in penny stocks. I want to downsize that over the next few months. And I want to be 90% big board, 10% penny stocks. I do like penny stocks because I like the volatility. I like the risk. It's a game for me and I enjoy it. But I don't like losing money. So there are some penny stocks that I'm doing. I'm up on Zoomaway Travel. I'm happy about that. But there's some others that I'm down on. So they're risky. They're volatile. I did well on IGNG earlier this year. So, there's good and bad with penny stocks. So you have to just understand that you have to take the good with the bad and you have to be ready to get out if they start crashing, because sometimes they go down and they never come back up, which we've seen with GXXM being one of the worst investments I've made in my life. Never really have I seen a stock go from a 5,000 US investment to zero. And pretty much that's what's happened with GXXM. So not very impressed with them. A stock that's up today, but is very volatile and highly risky is IGC, India Globalization Capital. IGC at $1.39, up 14.88% today. CrowdStrike, relatively new company that has been on fire recently, down 4% today. Dave & Buster's is up 3.8% today. Symbol is play for Dave & Buster's. Dave & Buster's is pretty big in Canada. Every time I'm live, the phone rings. What? It's like a sign. Wow, Canada's up 30% today? You gotta love Canada, eh? Well, wait till we have our CBDs on their website. Wait till we have our CBDs on their marketplace. We are in the process of working with Canna One Technologies to have our okay, so Canna One Technologies is building a CBD marketplace where CBD companies can go and sell their CBDs on their marketplace to anyone who wants to buy them. We are in the process of working with them to have them place our CBDs, to buy and place our CBDs in their marketplace. So I'm very excited about that. I'll keep you guys informed on that. Yeah, so Canna One Technologies is up 30% today, but on very little volume, only 8,000 shares. So it's not trading like crazy. It's only 8 grand in volume, but it's definitely a stock that's had some crazy moves. It was at 60 cents at one point, went as high as the $1.30 range, I believe. It's right now 99 cents, up 30% today. Definitely one that you want to watch, building a CBD marketplace, which I really like the concept. What else is moving today? Let's see. Wow, IIPR. This is crazy, guys. IIPR. I keep talking to you guys about this. I keep telling you it's one of the best stocks. It's now at $135, up 8%. Like, are you kidding me? I keep telling you guys it's one of the best stocks out there. And man, it sure is. IIPR is freaking insane. It's gone from $45 all the way up to $135. It's up 297% in the last year. It's a big board stock and on the New York Stock Exchange, which I love the New York Stock Exchange, and they pay dividends. So not only if you buy the stock are you making money on the upside because it keeps going up every day, but you also get paid a dividend every quarter. Like, I don't know. I don't know what to say. Upswing Trading says, Rich, what's the deal with Pump? Are you in and out? I own Pump. I am looking to position myself and get some more. I think that they have a future, but like all these penny stocks right now, anything under $1 just seems to be highly volatile. So, you know, I would just be careful. Is Pump halted on the OTC side? I'm not sure. Ryan Benton asks, Rich, when somebody asks you about a certain stock, what is the first thing you check out? Is it the market cap, volume, revenue, debt, number of shares, float? Just trying to learn. Thanks. That's a great question, Ryan. Well, the first thing I do is I look at the price. Then the next thing I look at is the volume. The next thing I look at is the chart. Then I look at the share structure. Then I get into the revenue. Then I look in the management. Then I look at the news. That's kind of what I look at. And then I look at the industry they're in. And I want it to be a sector that's a hot sector. So like that's like the 10 things that I look at. And I can pretty much look at all those things pretty quickly with some of the tools that I use. I use Webull, and it's a great app that has a lot of those details right at my fingertips. So like literally while we're live, you can give me a pick and I can find a lot of that information just on Webull. So yeah, that's what I look for. And I've been doing this for a long time, guys. I've worked with a lot of public companies. I've actually worked internally with public companies. I've worked in public companies and done corporate restructuring. I've done debt conversions with public companies. I've invested in public companies. I've converted my shares into my debt conversions into free trading shares and sold stock. I've done subscription agreements in public companies. I've just recently, well, not recently, last year invested in High Times. I'm waiting to convert those shares. They're not public yet. They're actually dealing with their transfer agent is V Stock Transfer. I've worked with V Stock Transfer for years, converting shares from like literally paper into shares that are free trading and then depositing it into my brokerage account. I've had brokerage accounts in Canada, the United States, internationally. I've worked directly with public companies, directly with CEOs. I've worked on public companies doing investor relations. I've worked with public companies raising capital. I've worked with public companies, obviously doing social media. I've worked with public companies now doing interviews. So I've got a lot of experience with public companies. I've also worked with private companies my whole life. I've run my own private businesses for 20 years. I continue to. Just got a lot of experience working with private and public companies. Been running my own business since I was 21. That's for 20 years now. I'm 41. So just have a lot of experience working with private and public companies. building businesses from scratch into multi-million-dollar companies. I've helped many multi-million-dollar companies grow to billion-dollar companies, and I'll continue to. So it's something I've always enjoyed doing. I love developing not just businesses, but people. It's something I've done my whole life, and I just get a lot out of it. So I enjoy it, and hopefully I can just continue to do that. LLT is up. Let's take a look. Yeah, LLT is up, but the volume once again is very little. So I would be careful there. I wouldn't jump into it just because it's up 11%. I would, if you want to buy it, look at the lows and look at the highs, right? The day's range is 13.5 by 15. If you want to buy something like that, maybe put a bid in 11, 12, 13 cents. If it goes down to those levels, you might pick it up. And then if it jumps back up to 15, 20, 30 cents, you can make a nice return on your investment. Hold on one second, guys. Now, that was funny. The Jehovah Witness that came to my door did not get the memo that I was live. Like, how did they not get the memo? These Jehovah Witnesses, they come early, 8 a.m., and they're knocking on my door. Oh, my goodness. Okay, what other? Seth says, I'm not going to lie. I had to hold a while to make a profit on Zoomaway, but I have no doubt that they're going to be doing a lot better in the future. I mean, yeah, it's a penny stock, guys. They're going to go up and down. It has like little to no revenue. It's just getting started. And it's a risky play. Anything that's a penny stock that's 2, 3, 4 cents is clearly a risky play. But, our members and our community thinks that there's some good upside there. We really do. I own shares in it. A lot of our members own shares in it. It's at 3.5 cents in Canada, up 16.67%. But the volume is only 1,000 shares. So hasn't done anything crazy today, but it's definitely making some moves. Someone is buying it. Someone's buying like millions of shares. Someone apparently now owns 5% of the company. So there's something going on there. There's definitely something going on there. So we definitely want to keep it on our radar, keep it on our watch list. What else? Rich is kind of like the guy from Limitless. I'm not familiar with Limitless. Wow, Slack is at $42. Oh my goodness. So obvious, man. Yeah, look at that. Slack is at $42. It's up 60% as predicted. I just knew this company would explode. They're such a good company. I'm not surprised. And all the recent IPOs that have been coming out have been doing phenomenal. This is absolutely no different. Now, it did open up at 38 to 42, so it's not like it's moved, but I wouldn't be surprised to see it go up from here, guys. I would not be surprised to see it go up from here because they've got the potential to be an absolute giant. Look at the volume. 76 million shares at $42. Are you kidding me? Antonio Suarez says, maybe you can give me some advice. I bought $30,000 of ICC shares at an average of 28 cents. I don't know if I should hold or sell it. A little worried. What do you think? Ooh. You bought $30,000 of ICC? Oh, goodness. My advice to you is as soon as you see profit, take it. It's a penny stock. I wouldn't put that type of money in a penny stock. I mean, it's got zero volume. I can't see why you would want to drop 30 grand into something that has no volume. That's very dangerous. Yeah, volume is zero. I don't know, brother. I hope you do good, man, but I would try to get out as soon as possible, man. If you can get out with a profit, just take it. I don't want to see you lose 30K, man. I'm not saying you're going to lose 30K. You might make a ton of money. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you that I'd be a little concerned about losing my money. Because, I mean, it's like, look at his chart. It's been going down. So I don't know. I hope it goes up and I hope you win. But if you see a profit, just take it. Demir says, Rich, what do you think of my stocks that I'm having? AUSA, my average 108. CXXI, my average 119. MMMM, my average 330. Namaste, average 130. And Xena, average 180. I like all 5 companies. CXXI has been getting crushed. AUSA, I think, is going to go way higher than 108 if you're patient. I think CXXI will come back and go over 119. MedMen, I see them going over 330. Namaste, average of 130. I think you're in a little tough there. If you can lower your cost there, that might be a good idea, considering it's way lower. Xena, average of 180. I think you're fine because we're at 167 right now, and I think Xena's going way higher, and you got a lower average than I do right now. So I think you're fine with all 5 of your positions if you're willing to wait, Demir, because right now we're kind of at the bottom of the market of the entire sector. I feel like we only got one way to go, and that's up. And when the next resurrection comes, I see you making money on all 5 of those positions. Maybe Namaste might be a little high right now. So if you can lower your cost on Namaste possibly a little bit, that might help. And that's typically how I trade. I buy stock. If it goes down, I buy more. If I really believe in it, if it goes down, I buy more. And then eventually, when it goes up, I'll take my profit and run. And that's typically how I trade. Hab Slayer says EGLX is a cool gaming play. I do agree with you. I think EGLX has a great future as a gaming company. They may be one of the best. Just looking at the markets. If there's anything else that's moving that we should talk about. If there's anything that's moving that we should talk about, please let me know, guys. Wow, MasterCard just jumped. MasterCard is up 2%. It's up $5 today to $265. Gotta love Visa and MasterCard. Thank you guys for the likes, by the way. I really appreciate you guys. You guys are absolutely amazing. What else? What else? Is there anything else that is moving today that we should be looking at, we should be talking about? Love to know your guys' opinions. If there's anything you want me to look at or talk about, please drop it into the live chat. Yeah, cannabis sector is having a so-so day. So don't forget that today is a very big day in the cannabis sector because after market, we will have the report and the results of Canopy Growth's quarterly revenues, which will be coming out after market today. I fully anticipate another record quarter for Canopy Growth. However, there is still an expectation of a loss. So the results may be mixed. Look at Shopify. Are you kidding me? Shopify never stops. Shop is at $440. Like what? Shop is at $440. Wow. Thank you, Demir. I really appreciate you, man. Thank you for the donation. It's unbelievable. You are a beast, man. David James says, what do you think of ELLXF, MEDIF, VGWCF? Triple way long term. Looks like all 3 on sale this summer. I like all 3. If you can buy them low and hold, I think you make a killing. So yeah, I like all 3. Great picks, David. You've always got good picks, David. You do a good job. What do you think about HIPH and BEAG? HIPH is one of those penny stocks in the CBD business. I think it's okay, but it's not one of my favorites. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's okay. And what's the next one here? BEAG. Blue Legal Lithium? Looks interesting. Blue Legal Lithium at $1.34, up 1%. It's been on a big run. Wow, it made a huge run. From like 60 cents to $1.30. However, it made a run like this before and then it came down. So I'd be careful with Blue Legal Lithium because over the last year, it was up to like $1.30 range, went down to like 60 cents, and now it's back up to $1.30. So it might keep going up, but I don't know. Based on its history, I think it might be at a high. So I would be careful. FTR. Check out FTR. FTR. Fire Steel in Canada or Frontier Communications in America? I think you're talking about Frontier Communications in America, up 16% at $1.40. Wow. Looks interesting. I just added it to my watch list. Thank you for the pick. Moab Johnson. FTR up 16% on the NASDAQ at $1.40 and traded 4.3 million shares. Hey, Max Power, how you doing, brother? X-Man 489 says, Rich, when do you plan to add to Xena? Any reason why you didn't add last week when it dropped? You know, it's a good question. I wanted to. It's just like, you know, when something's going down, 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 you don't want to catch a falling knife and you don't want to buy it and then see it go lower. So when I saw it down to 140, I'm like, man, it's been to 140. It jumped to 160. It's back to 140. Will it go lower? I'm kicking myself for not buying at those prices. I'm not going to lie to you. My goodness. I don't know. I wish I did. You know, like I said, I'm not a perfect trader. I do make mistakes. I should have picked it up. I know that. So I want to buy another 15,000 shares. I'm going to keep watching it. So in the back of my mind, I know that Zenabis needs to raise another 50 million. Okay. So they've raised 25 million and that took the price down. What's going to happen when they raise another 50 million? That's what's on the back of my mind. And I'm concerned that when they raise another 50 million, it's going to take the stock down more. And that's one of the reasons why I haven't bought more yet. I want to see when they raise that 50 million, what happens with the stock. And if it goes down lower, I want to buy as low as possible. So that's the reason why I didn't buy. But obviously it's back to 167. They're probably going to get their license tomorrow for Langley, and we'll probably see them back to $2. So yeah, if we see them back at $2, I'll definitely be kicking myself for not buying them at $1.30, $1.40 range. Demir says, you helped me a lot back in the days, bro. Love watching your videos. I really appreciate you, Demir, man. Thank you, man. It means a lot. George Freeman says, SCNNF, Still Canna. This will be huge. Yes, I did my Still Canna videos. Take a look at Rich TV Live. Just search Still Canna, and you'll see they'll pop up on YouTube. I think Still Canna has a great future in the CBD space. I see huge upside for them. And if you can buy them and position yourself, why the heck not? Sokomo Minerals. You know, it's funny that you talk about Sokomo Minerals. I have some people I know that are working closely with the company and they believe it's going to be fire. So yeah, Sokomo Minerals could definitely be back. They could definitely be back. But these mining companies, you know, they go up, they come down, they come up, they come down. SIC is up 16% today at 10.5 cents. Still dirt cheap. It's been as high as 40 cents. It's currently at 10. Yeah, I don't see any reason why we don't see this thing higher. Why not? But, you know, I wouldn't chase it up 16%. If we can get it at, 4, 5, 6 cents, let's try to pick it up as low as possible. Gary says, ICC has a huge international footprint so far, needs revenue. I like them, but waiting for volume. Yeah, I like them too as a business. I don't know if I like the stock. If you look at the way the stock trades, it doesn't trade very well, very thinly, been trading down. I like the concept of the business. I like the business model. I just don't like the way they're trading. It leads me to believe that there's a lot of internal dilution, insider selling. Like I told you guys earlier, man, these penny stocks, they raise money by selling stock, right? So if they're just going to keep selling stock and the stock's going to keep going down, that means they don't care about you, the investors. And if they don't care about you, the investors, then why do we care about them? So just be careful. Ask yourself, why are these guys going down? And the reality is the reason why they're going down is because A, they've either sold shares to funders that are toxic and dilutive and forcing the price down, or they're selling shares themselves and issuing shares to employees, accountants, attorneys, insiders, directors, and that's creating dilution and driving the price down. Max Power says, do you think RNX will continue to be bullish? I think it could continue to be bullish. It looks good to me. So I don't see any reason why it doesn't. I think commodities right now are picking up steam. Gold is starting to go up. So there's a very good chance that we see a resurrection in commodities because commodities have been at an all-time low. And you have to remember, there's a lot of people involved in these companies, very big, rich, high net worth investors that have been sitting on the sidelines waiting for something to happen. So I don't see any reason why we can't see the commodities go up, considering we're really close to an all-time low in the entire commodity sector. Bradley Clement says Sokoman Minerals is up 15%. Do you think we see a bounce back? So oversold. Yeah, I think it's very likely, but be patient and don't chase it because it has big runs up and down. Ryan Benton says, Rich, Innovative Industrial Properties only has about 10 million shares. Is that why it goes up so fast? On the flip side, it could drop fast too, right? Yes. So because it has a very tight float, it's very easy for it to go up. There's not many people selling. That's the reason why companies with a tight float can explode. We've seen this with Beyond Meat. They only have 60 million shares. These companies that have a tight float typically will go up very fast. Yeah, gold is going up, man. Gold is definitely going up. George Freeman says, I watched a video on SCNNF and got in a few days ago. Will it be bigger than Charlotte's Web? No. It's not going to be bigger than Charlotte's Web. Charlotte's Web is the biggest CBD company in the world. They're the biggest and the most recognized CBD company in the world. There's going to be very few CBD companies that will be bigger than Charlotte's Web. What's up, SNICP? GTEH. It's funny you say that. I know GTH. I know them very well. Pocket Games? Pocket Games. Pocket Games. Interesting. They're getting into the CBD space. It's funny when you see companies that have nothing to do with CBDs and all of a sudden they're in the CBD space and the stock jumps. It's interesting. It's up 30%. It's traded 4 million shares at 5 cents. Definitely something to look at. I've just added it to my watch list right now on Webull. I'll watch it carefully, but like I said, with these penny stocks, be very careful. Upswing Trading says pump level 2 is looking great. Can easily go over 17 cents tomorrow, in my opinion. Yeah, I think so. I think we can see it go back to 20 cents pretty easily. Max Power says, I'm up $2,000 on RNX. I don't know if I should sell. If I wait another 5 cents, I'll make $4,000. Wow. Well, $2,000's pretty good, bro. So, I mean, I'm not here to tell you what to do, but $2,000's pretty good. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to tell you what to do, but I'll be honest with you, I would probably take the $2,000 in my opinion, but that's just me. LL says Cresco, Cura, Charlotte. Yeah, I love all three. And Charlotte will be the biggest CBD company in the world because they just have a big brand for CBDs. Cura, I love them because they're a money-making machine. Cresco, I love them because they also have obviously in the process of acquiring Canna Royalty. So I love that too. Bradley Clement says, what about Cannes? They have some awesome ambassadors with professional surfers. Red Bull, Jamie O'Brien, and Koa Rothman could be huge, and it's a 52-week low. You know, Cannes has been on one of those just downward spirals. I like them. They're up 4.6% today, traded just under 1 million shares. It's been higher. It's been lower. Yeah, I like them. You know, I would try to buy a dip. If you can get it, you try to buy it as cheap as possible. Max Power, I'd get back into Zenabis at 155 for long. Yeah, man, if you could pick up Zenabis at like 140 range, anything under 160, I think is a steal. But if you can get it at 140, yeah, 150, absolutely. Justin says, Zena, I can feel it. Like I said yesterday, resurrection. Oh, it's coming. The license is coming. It says right on their website, they're getting the license in Q2. There's 10 days left in Q2. So let's get that license. ALEF, I love ALEF. ALEF is a giant waiting to explode. I love their board. I love their business model. I really like everything about ALEF except for the share, like the price right now, because it keeps going down. It's at $1.21 in Canada, down 1.63%. I told you guys yesterday I'm going to buy 10,000 shares, and I will. I'm just waiting for it to hit the bottom. When I see the bottom and I feel like it's a real bottom, I'm going to buy 10,000 shares and just hold. These are huge names in the surfing industry, Rich. No, I like it. I like it, Bradley. Like I said, I like it. Just try to buy it as low as possible, brother. Because like I said, all of these stocks under $1 are highly volatile. So you have to be very careful. Max Power says, I've been in the red for so long, I don't even know what the green is. Yeah, it's been tough. You know, the markets are very tough. They're highly volatile. They can beat you down. They can humble you and take you to your knees. That's what the stock market does. And that's why only 2% of people make it in the markets. You know, I have many different revenue streams. I'm involved in the stock market. I'm involved in real estate. I'm involved in media. So what I do is I buy stocks and I hold. If they're up, I sell. If they're down, I wait. If they're down, I buy more. And that's just kind of how I trade. It's how I've always traded. I don't put pressure on myself to have to sell for money. I think that that's a very dangerous way to trade. And that's just how I trade. But, you know, we have other platforms that we're part of that we've got academies where people are day trading every day and they're making money and they're in and out the same day. So there's different type of people that like to trade different types of ways. I'm more of a long-term investor when it comes to real estate and with stock. And I just buy and hold. And if they go down, I accumulate. And that's just kind of what works for me. It's kind of the way I like to trade. But it's not how everybody wants to trade, but it's how I like to trade. Max Power says, I'll hold forever. I don't care. I mean, that's the attitude, brother, because, you know, eventually it's going to explode. What do you think of AUY? Never heard of AUY. AUY. Oh, Yama Gold. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Yamana Gold. Wow. Whew. Guys, thank you for this pick, eh? Linda Knight, you are a scholar. Yamana Gold is up 9.4% at $2.44. Gold is officially in a bull market, folks. Gold is officially in a bull market, so gold stocks should be on full alert. What do I think about TRST? I absolutely love TRST. One of my favorite cannabis stocks in the world. Absolutely love them. I love the price. I love their management. I love the share structure. I love everything about CanTrust. I love the fact that they're growing in the United States now. I think that that is a huge step in the right direction for CanTrust. I think CanTrust is going to be a global leader. It will be one of the biggest and one of the best companies. I think it'll eventually be in the top 10 cannabis companies in the world, in my opinion. Linda says, RNKLF making me some trade money, sold 100,000 shares today. Wish I hadn't, but I was up front 22, got chicken. Hey, take that money and run. Max Power says, I have 100,000 shares of FSD. I'll sell right now for 2 Beyond Meat burgers. Oh my goodness. I know these markets are just crazy, bro. I don't know what to say. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you, man. I took a shit kicking on GXXM and it's just left me with such a sour taste in my mouth. I lost 5,000 US on that. It's worth $200 in my account. It's like, what did I do? So stupid. It eats me alive. Ryan Benton says, CanTrust up big yesterday, but back down again today. Wish we could get an extended run. Frustrating. Well, I think the way you got to look at it is you buy in the red, sell in the green. When it goes down, you buy, and when it goes up, you sell. If you just trade like that, you'll be okay. Yeah, man. I know when it drops, it's kind of like it's a nervous laugh, you know? That's the way I feel about GXXM. You know, it's just such a scam company, and I know exactly what they're doing. They're just 100% scam, and I know that they're going to do a reverse soon, and they're just going to keep diluting their shares all the way back down. So I got involved. I got hurt. It's going to go to nothing, and instead of selling it for $200, I'm just going to let it go to nothing because I don't need the $200. I want to let it go to nothing or go back up. Those are only two things that are going to happen for me there because I feel like I need that as a memory and a just a constant reminder of what can happen in the markets. It's crazy. SNN, I believe, is one of the most undervalued, underappreciated, underexposed cannabis companies in North America right now. I think it has enormous upside. At $2.86, making $14 million a quarter, it's ridiculously cheap. It's ridiculously cheap. So yeah, I love Suniva. I foresee a day where it goes back to $10. So yeah, if you want to just buy it and stash it, Suniva might be a good one. You know, I might even buy 10,000 shares. I'll let you know if I do because I've been watching it very closely. I don't see any reason. It's at a 52-week low right now. Like I'm looking at this chart. It's at a 52-week low. It's at the bottom, guys. It's never really been lower than 286. So I love it. If you can buy a great company at a 52-week low whose revenues are growing every quarter and they're in California, California's got a population the size of Canada. They want to be the canopy of California, and I like that. So yeah, I love Suniva. I think SNN is a sleeping giant. Absolutely love them. Wow, you're down 12 grand on FSD. That hurts, brother. Sorry to hear that, man. I hope it goes back up for you, bro. David James says, Metafarm down 5% day on a green day. The short is in on their bot financing. 365 USD at the moment. Yeah, they had a report come out from Mackie Research saying that they reduced their price target from $7.50 to $6. I believe that's the catalyst for this. They also have a massive short position. They've got like a 50% short position on the security. I'm going to just keep accumulating them because I really like the company and I believe that they will go back to $10 in the future. So I'm going to consider this a buying opportunity. And I've got 1,300 shares of Labs and I'm going to be buying more. And I'll tell you guys when I do because I really like the company. I like their revenue and their revenue will continue to grow. And I like the fact that they are working with the Mount Sinai Hospital of New York for CBD research. I think the company as a business is going to be phenomenal. So I really like them and I'm willing to wait. I'm fine to wait. I don't mind. Yeah, you know what, Max? You might want to lower your cost and buy a little bit more FSD Pharma at some of the lower levels because if it goes back to like 8 or 10 cents, that's back to the IPO levels. And I can't see how it stays at those prices long term unless it goes bankrupt or gets acquired. But even if it gets acquired, it'll probably shoot up. Well, at least RNX is up for you, Max. You know, FSD's down, but at least RNX is up. That's positive. Linda Knight says, I'm holding on to 3,000 Aurora at 195 a share. I've had them ever since May 4th, 2017. Good work. Bradley Clement says, what is your WhatsApp group that you are in, Rich? I would like to join. I actually have a Telegram group. Let me see if I can share the link here. How would I do this? Telegram. That's my Telegram group. I can find you guys the link. We have 815 members in our Telegram and 49 online right now. Love to have you guys join and be a part of it, where we're literally talking about stocks 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Absolutely love it in there. Love their community. Love the room. There's the link. Please, guys, join. Love to have you guys in there. And we're literally talking stocks 24 hours a day, 7 days a week in there. So it's a great community of people, great minds, hardworking people, nice people, very respectful. And I'm very proud of the community that we've built. Slack is right now at $40.66, up 56% today. Is Go public yet? So work is public. What about Go? I love that symbol, work. Oh, Go is public too now, guys. Look at Go, up 33% at $29.30. Guys, Go is up 33%. So these new IPOs have been on fire. Go's up 33%. Slack is up 56%. Yesterday, Kern went up 200%. I mean, STOK went up yesterday. Like, all these IPOs are just fire. And Go is a grocery store outlet company. What a crazy month for trading, eh? Stock market, right in the beginning of the summer, going crazy in June. I don't know if I've ever seen a June like this before, guys, to be honest with you. It's pretty amazing right now. Usually the markets are pretty slow. Right now, they're not slow. They're like exploding, which is interesting. I really hope that the resurrection in the cannabis stocks comes and we can get very, very fat and wealthy on it. Oh, I have another pick for you guys. Fiore Gold. This is being promoted by National Inflation Association. They're some of the biggest promoters in the world. It's up 10.8% today, a gold stock, and it's at 41 cents. I think it has a lot of potential, guys. Tons of potential. Another one that we've been talking about in our community that's also being promoted by National Inflation Association is BURG, B-U-R-G, being promoted by National Inflation Association and is up 6% today. So keep your eye on BURG. What else? HSGX merger. Thank you, LL. Yeah, Slack is killing it. Listen, guys, I got to run. I got some work to do. Keep an eye out tomorrow. We are launching our website, richtvlive.com. It's going to be a game changer. I'm very, very excited. Thank you guys for all your works. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for being here today and joining me. Hope you have a great trading day. Hope you're making money. Now, remember, Rich TV Live is strictly for education and entertainment purposes. Always do your due diligence. Always do your research before you invest in anything that we talk about here on Rich TV Live. Always invest in the best, because the best is blessed and you deserve the best. I've made the mistake too of buying stocks that are not the best, and I've been hurt. And I've also made the the right move of buying the best companies, and I've made big money and I've been blessed. So invest in the best. The best is blessed. Thank you for everything. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your involvement in the community. I really appreciate you guys. Hope you guys can join the Telegram. I've dropped the link, and have a great day. I love you guys. Peace, love, happiness. This is your boy Rich from Rich TV Live, and I'm out. Peace.